As soon as we released our first album, we started working on songs for our new album straight away. The creative juices were flowing.
The first process is getting all the songs, and then what is the theme that's running through all these songs that we've got, and then how can we put this together.
About 3 years ago, started working on songs and then refining them, and then had a few speed bumps in the journey. I had an operation on my voice, and unfortunately they botched it and I lost my voice completely. I sounded like Chewbacca, so my singing career was over. Not long after that, Rhiannon was diagnosed with cancer. So her and I were at the hospital at the same time. But we still had this plan to do an album, which is crazy because I couldn't talk and she couldn't walk.
So while there was a lot of excitement and a lot of this enthusiasm about the album, there was also this kind of tension we sat in of we want it to happen, but it's not happening.
Jono and I had been married for a year, and it was the start of 2013, and Jono was very busy with work. He really just kind of pushed himself to the limit.
And it just became increasingly obvious that some things he was saying and things that he was doing just weren't a part of his character, and it became very obvious that it moved from being simply eccentric Jono to being unwell Jono.
Wasn't eating or sleeping properly and those kind of things, and then he ended up having a full-blown manic episode.
I'm looking him right in the eyes, and he's my brother, but he was not my brother. He was like there was someone else inside of him. It was the most strangest, heartbreaking, weirdest thing I've ever had in my life. I thought I was invincible. I thought I was untouchable. Because I felt that, it's hard to not feel that or unfeel that. I went away from that going, actually, God, no, you are powerful. There is no one like you. None can compare how great you are. And actually one day I sat down on my guitar and I sung it to him. It was quite a moving moment in my life.
Literally, that was a couple of days after we had just talked to the boss and said, hey, look, let's do it. Let's do this album. I still had a lot of question marks for myself personally. We were writing stuff, but what to do with it? I couldn't sing, he couldn't play. Rhiannon was still recovering from cancer. Geneva was supporting her husband. And it was like everything had gone on hold.
Everyone around me that I knew of that was close to me was going through some pretty huge stuff. And for me, I wasn't. And so I found it really hard to actually write because I knew what they had been through was so significant. Later that year, we were getting serious about talking about, okay, let's do it again. Let's actually do it. We're coming right now. We'd all kind of improved a lot more. And then Jono had his car crash.
We were probably only about 10 minutes out from leaving Waihi when we were involved in a high-speed head-on car crash, and a driver had crossed the centre line and crashed into us.
After the gym, I saw about 5 missed calls from my mum, and I was like, oh, this must be something bad. She's like, yeah, Jono's been in an accident and it's pretty bad. We don't know how bad it is yet, but we know he got helicoptered out of his car.
I screamed and shouted, and I was just frustrated.
After 2 days, it was very apparent that Jono actually had a brain injury. And firstly, it was unknown why. And secondly, to us, that not even the doctors could tell us how this would affect his life.
We were sitting in the meeting room and they were finding it hard to wake Jono up, and the guy basically delivered the news that it could be one of 3 options. He could die, or he could die, or he could stay like he is and live but not ever do anything again, or he would slowly wake out of his coma. But they said that they didn't have much hope for him. I remember one night just lying there crying and just being like, I'm gonna lose my best mate, and
just going, why? Why, God, why has this happened? You know, like, why has he had to go through this?
What is the song you sing when your heart is smashed? What is the song when you sing when you feel confused and you're doubting? You sing the song of faith.
Rather than not believing it's true, are we more writing it in faith, you know? Are we more writing it in the faith that we would believe that it becomes true to us?
The car accident was the catalyst to say, actually, this album is going to be our journey about battle scars, you know, about our journey through the fire. What does it mean to walk through the fire?
I'm going to dance through the fire, but is the fire really a place to dance, you know? But I'm singing it in faith that I will dance through it.